What is up? This is the All or Nothing Show. Name's Austin.
Griffin.
Brock.
Yes.
Nailed it. Cut.
Eventually we'll get to be like a barbershop quartet of like Austin, Griffin.
Yeah. Why do I gotta be the
And then
hottest?
Jake will come in and be Jake.
And Jay.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're back at it again, and we're gonna start it off today with a drink review from the man Jocko.
Professional badass.
Is it
Basically what is
certified? How do you pronounce his last name?
Willink?
Willink.
I think it's Willink. Yeah.
Jocko Willink, and he has an energy drink. I found these and picked them up at Vitamin Shop the other day, and I don't know, the can, it didn't stick out to me, but I saw Jocko, so I was like, fuck.
Well, it's floating in midair. It's camo.
I almost didn't see it. I had to look twice. But
Design-wise, I'd probably give it like a 6.
yeah, it's not like,
It's not going to jump out at you.
and I don't want to like jump the gun, but I assume since this is like his first run of drinks that like he's just probably just putting something out there, and then obviously you'll get better and progress over time, making better labels and shit. But I don't know, like the can size reminds me like a Red Bull. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm hoping the flavor is good. At first I thought it was Oak Savage, but it's actually Dak Savage. Don't know what that means.
It says cherry vanilla.
Yeah.
Oh,
Black cherry
And
vanilla.
it's pre-mission.
Yeah, pre-mission.
So
During
We're
your
gonna have
mission. We need a
Going on
during-
fucking
put on Fortunate Son.
Yeah.
we're going in. But yeah, so let's go ahead and just crack into it. That's what we're here about, or that's what we're
I
here
have
for.
right,
high
Mike.
expectations.
Three.
Hold on.
People's eardrums just busted. Wait, let's give it a sniff.
Yeah, sniff.
I don't really get much from
Smells
that.
like Dan and black cherry yogurt.
Yeah, it
Nice.
does. It does
Young
smell like just like Dan
pasteurized.
Black cherry, yeah.
No.
Good.
No.
Fuck yeah.
No.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. It
It's-
tastes like a Splenda packet and non-carbonated.
Alright, so there's no carb. To me, it tastes like unflavored water, if that could be a thing, even though water doesn't
It definitely
have a
like
flavor.
if you get like a sparkling
It's like-
water, it's very lightly
That's what
flavored.
I mean. That's what I mean. Like a...
No sweetness at all.
No, it's like
La Croix.
yeah, it's like... Oh, no.
That's it.
No, this is it. You take creatine, unflavored creatine, put it in your water so it has that kind of bland taste.
That metally taste a
Yeah,
little bit.
and then if you took like a Mio and squirted like a smidge of black cherry in it, just a drop. That's kind of what it tastes like. Man, this will probably be the worst one we've had.
And that initial
glad we had
taste,
it.
too. It's
Yes.
like a battery or something.
Yeah,
It's
like...
very sharp.
it's
And then like the
definitely-
undertaste of the black cherry is just...
All right, so I'm reading the
God
ingredients,
damn.
and the reason I think it probably
This'll
tastes
wake
like
you up.
dog, to me, in my opinion, no disrespect, dog dick.
Chocolate's
Is-
It comes through the
There's a
window.
red dot on your head.
is
Should've been
they,
on alert.
They sweetened it with monk fruit and not sucralose. I don't even think they use stevia. They just use monk fruit extract to to
Oh,
sweeten it
that's
with.
what it is.
So I guess they're going with like a natural, I guess they're going for that natural vibe. Like the using monk fruit to sweeten their shit.
And
Has raisin
also,
taste like shit.
it only has 95 milligrams of caffeine, too. So
Point deduction right there. I'm just messing. But, 95 is, I guess, nice because you'll be able to sip it, maybe get a little bit of a buzz, but not really. That's like almost
Unless
a
you're
soda.
like 5 foot, 90 pounds, you're
I
not
was
really
kinda
gonna
like,
feel it.
I feel like Mountain Dew has like more than that, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, it does. Yeah. Freaking
But-
Pepsi has like 60 at least.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't want to judge it too much. Let me give one more sip.
I'm ready for the review or the break it down.
All right.
Carbonation has to be a 0. I mean,
Carbonation's
you know what?
definitely down
Actually,
now.
I'll give it a 1 because it's more than a flat like water. It has some carbonation. It's just very
yeah, you
minimal.
can feel it on your tongue, but it's definitely a 1.
Yeah, it's a 1.
Fellas, I'm sorry for picking these.
No. I wanted
we
to
need
try
this.
it.
Don't get new ones.
We need this. We
Yeah.
need
Yeah.
we need the bad ones. We need the good ones. The not so good ones. The great ones.
Yeah.
Just so we have like a range. Now we have a low range to pick from. Now, like
It's true.
we have something to be
Yeah.
like, oh, it's not Jocko.
It's not.
Well, Brock and I were talking about this morning talking about these like with his name behind it, you expect it to be like epic almost.
Yeah, so I was telling him how like with people that we look to that are especially like people that are very good motivational speakers, like either Andy Frisella, or Jocko or David Goggins. Like these people that are very like powerful. Whenever you see their name on a product, you're like, that's going to be powerful as well.
Top notch.
I want to buy like people who can sell products just off like their name alone. It's like, I wonder how you get there. And so like with something like this, I was expecting like something kick ass.
Yes.
And
Are you rethinking your gi purchase now?
I know.
Oh,
I was telling him like eventually
What's a
when
gi?
Okay, so for jiu-jitsu, like, you know, like the whole karate, like the jacket, like the pant, that's
the
what a
get-up.
gi is basically. Basically the get up.
A robe, like, type deal.
Yeah, it's called a gi.
No
but anyway,
disrespect.
I was telling him, that eventually when I start jiu-jitsu, because I've been meaning to start it, but this whole like quarantine thing kind of fucked it up. But I was going to possibly purchase my gi from him because he's one of the only companies that makes it in America. Like most of them are made in like Pakistan or Bangladesh, things like that.
Is it because they just can make it cheaper? Or
Yeah,
what?
they can just make it cheaper. Like the material thing's already over there. So I was thinking about buying it from him. But yeah, this drink definitely is killing the vibes that I was expecting.
Yeah.
I just wonder how his other supplements are. I feel like they're probably also underwhelming.
Well, he has a protein drink called Molk, and he also has a canned tea as well called Jocko White Tea. So I am curious. I can't
Usually-
imagine opening the Molk now. I feel like that would just taste like
I feel
piss.
bad now because I just read the can, and it's Dakota Meyer.
They're using a dead veteran to
I s-
promote a shitty product.
I don't know. I don't know
Oh,
if he's dead.
Oh no!
It's
Why'd
like,
you say Meyer?
Meyer? Is it? What is how you say that?
I think you say Meyer.
Meyer? Okay, whatever.
I feel
Meyer.
like you've seen that last name before.
No.
Relative of Oscar Mayer.
Medal
But-
of Honor recipient. We don't know if he's dead.
No, I maybe obviously isn't. Well, maybe he helped create this flavor. It's his signature flavor, and I feel bad for my man. Must have no taste buds. I don't
You know
know.
what? You know what?
He was
These-
out having an MRE, and that's.
You know
Damn,
what?
this is refreshing.
These three like phrases should have told you it's gonna taste like shit. All natural, first red flag. Sugar free, second red flag. Keto, third red flag.
Yeah.
If it has all three, it's probably gonna be shit.
Well, I feel like most Rains, even the Rays,
They say
or
sugar-free.
Bang, they're sugar free in there.
Yeah.
Probably
But
keto.
they're probably
too.
not all natural.
No.
No. Usually a lot of sucralose.
True.
A lot of sucralose.
All right, back to the finishing.
yeah,
with
so,
the,
all right.
to wrap it up. The
Let's
flavor.
get a overall number.
Yeah, let's just give
1
it
to
a
10.
number. We don't even need.
But
to
we
break
gotta
it down.
obviously take off flavor, then carbonation, and finishing taste. Not aftertaste, pretty much, which I covered it all up.
Gotcha.
So taking all those points into consideration, I'll go first. I'm gonna give it a 3 flat. 1 to 10, 3.
I would give it a 2.
I was gonna be generous with the 3.5,
All right.
but
Oh, dude.
I'll go 3.2.
Okay.
Okay, so the reason is we already said carbonation is a 1. I would say initial flavor is not really there, and the aftertaste. I keep wondering if my mouth is bleeding or if that's the taste
This,
of the
if
drink.
I bought this, and let's say I bought this, and I went
Gunmetal.
outside,
Yeah.
I went.
That's all natural.
If I bought this and I left Vitamin Shop and I crack it open right outside, I drink it, I'd walk back in the store probably and ask for a refund. Honestly,
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
the more I
that-
drink
it's
it,
that-
I'm trying to like get into it.
usually when we had these on past shows, I'm like excited for the drink. I enjoy it, and I don't want to drink it too fast. This one, I'm just ready to get it over with.
We have water.
Yeah.
I know.
I
That's
mean,
gonna taste so sweet.
I
in
hate to
comparison.
like bash this drink, but it is what it is. I mean, it is. I don't know. I wish better, but I don't know. Sorry, Jocko. I don't know if I ever see this, but hope he doesn't. Or hope maybe somebody does, so they
They can send it to him.
box and make this a tad bit better.
Yeah.
Like I've had like what do you call those Rippets? Like I've had those and those taste better than this. Like there's 89-cent energy drinks, Rippets.
I
Oh,
don't even know what that is.
Yeah, like
I've
Dollar
seen the
Tree
Venom.
drinks. Yeah.
I haven't had the rip it one.
But yeah. Anyways, goodness. So we did all of our numbers right. Yeah. 3,
2.
2,
3.2.
3.2.
Do better.
But what did y'all get into today? What did y'all start the day off with?
Well, I went to Brock's house. We did legs today.
Every time we get on here,
Well, it's
legs are
Monday.
Monday.
It's Monday, yeah.
Okay, leg day.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Monday's always leg day.
That was a tough one. It is funny because I feel like my bench has been just skyrocketing. Like week after week, I feel like I'm doing better than I normally do in the gym.
Yeah.
And it is a little bit upsetting sometimes, I feel like, when my squat is the same as my bench. And the squat feels like, oh, this is
sucking your soul out of you.
Yeah, because like
Yeah.
today we did 275 for 6. It didn't kill either of us, but it was like we could only probably do 2 more at the most.
It didn't
and,
feel comfortable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't a free ball kind of day. But then like I think a week ago he did 275 for 3 on bench. So it's not quite the same.
And
but
that
it's
was
close
after
enough.
multiple sets.
And is that crazy? Like, think back, like, right after your 3rd rep on that bench and you set up. Like, you didn't feel like your soul just got sucked out of you. But probably on those 6 reps, on number 6, you're like, you probably got circles around your eyes.
knees.
Dude, my
Your
head
knees.
felt
You're
like it was like
You're like, oh my God.
feel
But,
like blood
dude,
in my eye.
bench all day, you can get up and go run. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And so then after that, I've been trying to get my Windows 10, the disc, to be. I ordered it like 2 weeks ago so that I can get all my Adobe programs caught up. And since my leasing office is closed, the truck comes every day, and then just the office is locked, so the truck
They don't just leave it?
leaves. Well, we have a package locker, but I think only the Postal Service and maybe UPS can use the package locker. I don't think FedEx can. So I called to reschedule it, and now it's going to be dropped off at Walgreens, so I'll pick it up
I've
later.
done that. Yeah,
So,
I've done that. Still
yeah,
inconvenient.
interesting. I know.
Yeah, and then my bidet that we talked about.
Yo,
episodes ago,
let's break it out.
finally no. See, here's the thing. So I ordered it March 31st, and it said okay, it'll ship by the 20th, and I was like, okay, that's no big deal. That's actually pretty good. Because then like a week later, it was like it won't ship till May. So I was like, okay, I ordered it at a good time, and so I ordered it around like 18th, 19th. I was checking. Okay, order hasn't shipped. Okay, fine. And I wanted to update on my status. And it said, okay, it should still ship on the 20th if you ordered before April 1st. I was like, okay, I'm good. I got an email back there from customer service, and they were like, hey, we're getting a little delayed. And they were like, shit happens, and you're playing a bunch of puns and stuff. And they were like, it won't ship till the 24th, but we're going to like FedEx, like express ship it and everything and like get it to you fast. So, okay. So 24th comes around, I'm checking my email, there's nothing. The next day, that morning, I get an email that it shipped. So I guess it like sent out like 11 p.m. or like 1 a.m. or something like that, and it's coming from Hong Kong, and which I don't really care, but
Hong Bong.
it took like, basically it started in one Hong Kong city, it made it to another Sunday, which is yesterday, and then this morning it made it to another Hong Kong city, and I'm like, and it was supposed to get here by 10:30 a.m. today. So I'm kind of annoyed because it seems like it's just bouncing around Hong Kong instead of coming to the U.S.
And we looked up the city that it's coming from, and the Google image result was just a CGI picture.
It doesn't
Like,
even
it
look
didn't have
real.
real
It looks like a
pictures.
Lego island. Like it looks so fake.
So I think he's fucked.
Shit out of luck.
Yeah, I'm shit out of luck. But hopefully that gets here soon so I can give a reaction on the next podcast maybe.
Yeah, gonna take
I'm
you
excited,
Yeah.
dude. I want like we need a review after that for sure.
Yeah. I told you. And I told you we got all get the shirts that they sell that says ask me about my butthole.
Did they sell that?
Yeah.
That's pretty sick. Damn, the cleanest around town.
Yeah.
Yo, do you ever think? Well, probably never. But now I'm putting in your mind. Do anybody reship those back? Like, let's say you got it and it's like, oh, defected, whatever. You ship it back because you tried it and it didn't work. They ship it back. They accept, right? Money back. If you're getting it
Think they reship
reused,
it?
yeah, like
Could be
refurbished.
like the Chuck E. Cheese pizza conspiracy. That they take the leftover pizza slices
And
off
build
the table
another
and
pizza?
just put another, heat them up again.
It's always good though.
Yeah.
I don't think they do that. But if they did, I feel like as long as they re-sanitize and clean it, I don't feel like it's. I mean, it's not like you're gonna. I feel like you can tell me because you have one. I feel like the way it's positioned, you're not gonna you're not shitting on it, so it's
There's
like
no blowback.
yeah, there's no blowback.
But
So I feel like
I don't know. I just have to try it. Not let me try it, but I'll just have to get one for my own. and
Austin,
try
it's here. Come on over. I've been waiting all
I've been
day.
holding this thing
yeah,
for
I've
a
been holding
day.
it all day.
I've only had refried beans.
Yeah.
Big cleanup coming. Damn. Wow, that's exciting.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you said that there's no hope of it looking like it's getting here anytime soon.
I'll
though.
check right now.
Yeah, pull it up.
But it shouldn't.
Live
It shouldn't get
chat.
here today. I feel like best scenario, it gets here early tomorrow.
All right. So when it comes in, do you think you'll be the first to try it, or will Maddie?
No, she doesn't get a chance.
Is Maddie gonna try? Is
earned
Maddie?
the right.
Are you converting Maddie? Like, are y'all making a commitment? Hey, no more toilet paper anymore.
Well, you still would use it.
You still have to use it to dry, yeah.
Instead of wasting toilet paper, just get a rag that you can rewash.
Oh, just grab Dobie.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Reusable. What was your original question? Well, I get to use it first, or
will you
Maddie?
be the first?
I believe I'll be the first because I
Is
think
she
Maddie's going to be scared of it.
Is she? I was about to say, is she as excited as you are?
She's not that excited. I was trying to describe it, and she was almost like, can I just not use it? And I was like, no. I was like, you can use it. You can get used to it. And I was like,
now you're forcing her to use it.
Forcing her to use
interesting.
it. I know.
We're gonna be checking.
Yeah, I'm going to be checking.
I'm gonna be clean. You're gonna be clean.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know why she's not that excited, though.
I would be.
I didn't make her split the cost, too. I paid for it.
So I definitely think it's a luxury in my head. It's like, man, that's leveling up.
That's what I feel like.
It's leveling up for sure, but at the same time,
We're the bourgeoisie.
I don't know how I'd feel. I don't know, like, I guess you don't have to tell people you have one.
Yeah, it definitely is a topic of conversation because I never say that I have it, but when people come over, they're like, "What is that?
You know,
Is that a heated seat?"
That's
I'm
what I
like,
thought.
no.
Because like, you got some buttons on
Well,
the
the
side.
interesting thing too is I feel like on their website they have a thing of like, oh, like when they deliver the bidet, like, is it going to be in discreet packaging? My thing is like, why are you so like? I don't know why it's so embarrassing to have a bidet. I feel like if anything, you're even more clean than your other people.
The
Like
plebs with toilet paper
yeah,
should be ashamed.
y'all should be ashamed of yourselves, you know. So I feel like I don't know why it needs to be such a secret.
Yeah.
People are weird with poop talk. I feel like.
Kinda not. Like, I've gotten to the point where I don't care anymore. I think it's happened when you just get married, too. Like, I think a lot of shit's happened since I got married. Like, my care and, like, the shit that I used to care, like the small shit. Like, small shit that you care about, especially around her, don't care. And when I, like, think about, like, cutting my hair anymore, worrying about my hair getting cut, don't care. I got a wife. My beard are getting out of crazy. I got a wife. I don't, like, you just, like, the little shit that you just learn not to care about anymore.
Yeah.
Like, the way you look, the way you dress, which I never cared 100% before.
I feel like in some way though you got to keep that in check because you don't want to be like the slob that's like 200 pounds or like 250 pounds, just fat ass.
Well, not like I still work out.
Yeah, I know you still work out, so
but
it's
like,
different, but
I do care a little bit, like, because then I'll look at myself in the mirror like, man, you look like a piece of shit.
you don't want her doing the same thing.
Well, yeah, no. So I do try and keep myself in check a little bit. So, but it is crazy. My mindset has changed a lot.
Yeah, he likes to throw out every now and then just to shake things up. It's date night. He says, "You're gonna wear that," and then just lets the question hang, just to keep her on her toes.
Just like the good old dad stare. Just turn. Well, I'll let you think. I'll let you sit and think about that. But this morning, I got up, I trained a few clients, and then made a few orders, or dropped off a few orders as well, which was cool. I was on that side of town, but I made it back to my house and thought I was going to be able to shoot straight on over here, but my apartment complex was having like new AC units put on top of the building, which I guess I never knew that's where they were. I always thought they were on the back side. I just never go on the back of the building. But they had this huge-ass crane taking up the whole parking lot and letting nobody out. There was a line of people just pissed trying to get out. And, well, it probably took them like 45 minutes. But so instead, I took the time and I started steam cleaning my carpets. It's been a while since I've done that.
In the car?
No, in the house. Nice. My cat. Speaking of shit. My cat, one of them, we can't put a finger to which one exactly did it because both of them were around the same area when my wife saw it. But looks like they did the old dog scenario where they got out the litter box and something was still hung on, so they dragged their ass. Literal. When Sarah sent me a picture or a Snapchat of the video of the fucking not snail trail, fucking shit trail, yeah, skid mark. It was like 3 foot long. It's like they didn't even. It's like just a marker, just going.
Dobie's been doing it. He's had it happen twice to where I don't know if he gets like a piece of Maddie's hair in his like food or something or what happens.
It hangs out.
So once he poops it out, yeah, a piece gets stuck to his butt and he starts crying because as he tries to walk, it starts flinging around shit. Yeah,
and shit, like it's like they think something's chasing them, throwing shit.
He hates it.
But I was like, oh my god. I've never, like our cat's least, I've never seen it. Never have done that before, so I wondered which one it was. But anyways, immediately after that, the other one pukes in the hallway as well. Big pile of puke. And I'm like, oh my god, maybe because it tried to eat the shit. Because they were both around there trying to like hide it in the carpet. But that called for me to go get a steam cleaner and try and steam clean the carpets.
How do they look?
Fucking fresh. They smell amazing now. Like my place actually, it didn't smell like caddish really before, I don't think, which you don't ever know because it's your own place, but it smells fresh as shit now. Put in that hard work today,
Dang,
fellas.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That's
so after I hit
impressive.
that, I came on over here and thought I was going to be able to set up all this shit before y'all got here, but I didn't
Hey, that's okay.
because that's how I roll.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully I get to work out today. I'm going to try and work out later on. I got to pack a few orders and do that jazz. But yeah, that's what I was up to. What's new? What do y'all think about this? I hear people talking about the gyms opening back up on May 8th, starting to. Have y'all seen that?
I think they're doing that in Georgia, right? Not in Virginia.
I thought it was so I don't watch any news. I just happened to catch like a quick soundbite, and looks like Northam, the Virginia governor, might have said they would start a phase 1 May 8th, which would include opening up a few non-essential businesses, limiting customers and time exposure, shit like that.
Back to the 30-minute rule.
Yeah, pretty much like to that. But they said, I think it's in like 3 stages. So stage 1 would be 2 weeks. Every stage is about 14 days. First stage is opening up shit, but only having X amount of people and time limits within buildings. Still social distancing. Then phase 2, the next 2 weeks would be up to 25 or up to 50 people, vice versa. Still social distancing, and then phase 3 was pretty much wide open, I think, which would still end up being June 10th or around then, beginning of June when the state would open, potentially.
I've not heard about that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I haven't heard about that. I know that like Trump is trying to have this only go until like April 30th, and then he's allowing states to have their own rules and rights with this. So I know like Georgia's opening up like now or like early next month, and I guess Northam's trying to do this phase stuff. My only thing is like, I don't know, a lot of people are questioning, okay, even if they do open up before the fall, this whole like second wave thing's supposed to hit, and it's like they're just going to shut down again. Like, is it, and then I've heard, is this second wave going to be worse? Because we know what it'll look like if it's the same. If it's less, then okay, maybe this whole ordeal is less impactful. But if it's worse, then like, what does that look like? How long is that? I just have a lot of questions, just like everybody else.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've just mentally like gotten used to and accepted like the current situation. So luckily, again, like I have enough to make do and have solid workouts and all. But just like everyone else, I miss like daily life before. But.
Fuck,
It is interesting, I feel like, because I do miss some aspects of the gym. But it is going to feel weird, I feel like, to have things be back to normal and like lift on my own again. It's a weird feeling because like for almost a month straight, it's just been like buddy sort of thing.
Like you walk into the gym like it's your first day at like elementary school or kindergarten, like you're like nervous of like,
Yeah.
where do I
Griffin
go?
walk in the gym holding hands.
It's
Like,
like,
hey, buddy.
where do I start?
Where do you want to start?
Where do I go?
And then also, I feel like, and I don't know, you probably don't feel this the same way, Austin, because you've been doing your own thing. But like, between A, unemployment, B, just doing deliveries at my own pace, keeping something to listen to in, like, and then when I get home, just having some stuff to edit, like, I really don't want to go back to trading my time for money. I really don't want to go back to having an hour gap between clients, sitting in the parking lot, dealing with people that are like, the clock right there is 5 minutes behind, and like, the water in the shower is this, and this. I really don't want to go back to that. So I've been thinking about like, oh, are they really going to reopen?
I so bad want you to get away from that shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know what we can do to like fucking transition, rip you out of there, but fuck that, man. Every time you talk about it, I'm like, God, is that how that side of town like kind of acts? Because I've had some clients in the past when I was working for corporate, like you'd have to just pull your teeth out to train them because they give you every fucking excuse in the book or just bitch about everything. It's like, why are you even here? Do you like yourself? Like, do you truly hate yourself?
The other day, that one lady I had given a free session to, she wanted to meet at 5 and nobody else was available.
Yeah.
So I was like, sure, I'll meet you at 5. Like I wake up pretty early. And so not only was she late, but then as soon as we start, we're just doing some kind of full body like mobilization stuff to get ready. She's like, no treadmill? And I was like, well, no, like we want to get familiar with the other aspects of the gym. I'm sure you're already familiar with the treadmill. And she's like, whatever this is, I'm not doing it. And just walks away. And so it's just like, jeez, like to just deal with some of this stuff for like the bare minimum pay and then literally no other benefit whatsoever. It's like, I think I'd rather just collect unemployment.
Dude, I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
3 times as much as I did at Gold's.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well,
to
people
me.
are idiots,
I
man.
mean, at a gym.
A gym. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't understand, like, getting back to, I've had clients that say, oh, I'm not doing this. It's like, then why the fuck did you hire me to train you? Like, since you want to know, or you wanted guidance, obviously, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Why are you hiring me? Like, I don't know why people are so just closed-minded, and they want help, but at the same time, they're right. You know, there's only
they don't put their trust in you.
Yeah.
If you've dealt with this too, but we were talking about this the other day on the same subject of, do you ever have any clients where you start doing something with them and they're like, oh, that's not what so-and-so used to do. That was their old trainer.
I've had, not many, but yeah.
Just like,
dude.
Become like water. Become a student again. Break yourself down.
And there's so many comebacks that I have in my head. I'm like, oh, well, that's why you look like this now? Because of so-and-so? You look like a fat piece of shit, or you're just...
Yeah, what's worse is, I deal with this with, not the current clients I have, but just online clients in the past. Is like, yeah, they'll be like, well, I was doing this before, and I'm like, well, that led you to me right now to try and to actually make progress. Because if that was working for you, you wouldn't be hiring me. Or if, that worked in the past, you would have already lost 20 pounds or whatever it is. Same deal with, like, people's training. Like, oh, well, I'm used to doing this, or I think this works good. I'm like, well, then why did you pay me?
Yes. Yeah. My greatest comeback, and I don't say it to everybody, but people that get under my skin, is keep doing what's been working for you. Because obviously, you fucking aren't doing anything. Just keep doing what's working for you. That's my comeback. And
I will say, too, on that same vein, it is a shame sometimes when, like people will come to you for advice, and then you try to help them as much as you can, but you can tell that it's just not even being processed, too. Like, it is a shame, because I feel like, why ask for it, then, if you're not even going to be receptive to it? So, I don't know. I almost wish I could have some sort of, like, filter or something, or a canned thing to send off if I know the person is not fully invested, if that makes sense. Like, I'd rather have, like, a typed up piece of paper or something that just has the basics to be able to just send over, versus, like, usually, especially earlier on, I would always sit down unpaid for like an hour or so, just because I care about, like, wanting to share some of this stuff, and then break it down, and then the person's just like, oh, okay, sort of thing. And so it's always just like, damn, like, I wish they cared as much as I care to be able to pass this stuff on,
Let me reenact. All right, so this is what you need to do. This is what we're going to be doing. And, you need to be eating this, drinking, and working out, moving your body consistently. Oh, okay. Well, I need to get rid of this. That's exactly what they said. How do I get rid of this? How do I get rid of this? Yeah. And it's like, all right, get the fuck away from me right now.
That is exactly
because you'll break into an hour of, like, breaking down, like, all right, this is what's going to overall bring us in.
They're like, oh, that's great, but
okay.
I'm trying to lose right here.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, well, go do 10,000 crunches a day and come back to me, see if it works. Okay?
Yeah, we were talking about that the other day.
Can we do more ab work? I'm like, what's your goal? Well, I'm trying to lose this. Well, that's diet. That's not ab work.
Yeah. That's less of this.
Yeah.
That's funny.
To get into another topic, back to what you originally was asking, what do you think the gyms are going to look like, and really places, stores, and fronts overall after all this? Like, what do you think sanitation is going to be more enforced or more paid attention to in the gym, or no?
That would be nice.
At first, yes. They'll want people to come back in feeling homey, taken care of, protected. So
I feel like we're going to have a bunch of people in the squat racks with masks and gloves on.
I definitely think masks and gloves will still be a part of, like, people coming in, idiots, still touching everything and grabbing their phones, grabbing their drinks with gloves.
Hopefully we can burn all the mats.
Yes.
And just start fresh.
Well, I hope so.
Because the problem with the mats, too, is since it's on the rack, the last used is always
Never
the first
used,
one
yeah.
grabbed. And I've seen people bleed on the mats and hang them back up. I've seen people with dog poop on their shoes get
Yep.
on the mat and hang it back up. So at least in my mind, the floor is mopped, the floor is swept or vacuumed.
The floor's cleaner than
That's
the mat.
cleaner than the mat.
It is.
Yeah.
That's
So
serious.
hopefully we
At
just get
every
rid
gym
of all of
I've
them.
been at, worked at, I've never seen mats thoroughly cleaned. Especially,
Never.
like you said, besides like the first one grabbed that immediately after it's clean gets used again.
Yeah.
I've never seen them
Never.
thoroughly clean. Never.
I worked at, and I've worked at a local gym, and I worked there for 5 years. Never, when I say never, I mean never saw the mats clean. I've seen a couple replaced, like just bought new, but as far as cleaned, no, never.
One of my old clients had this idea, and I feel like we might want to capitalize on this because he never did. So I feel like it's been a year. It is now mine.
Yes.
But he was saying that gyms need to have, let's say you partner with them or another brand to have like cheap, just kind of almost recyclable or throwaway mats that are single use. They keep it at the desk. If somebody comes up and wants a mat, when they roll it out, it's a GYMFLO ad, but it's a cheap material mat. So that way, when you're done with the mat, you just put it in the bin to recycle or something. And then they get a bunch because they would be just really cheap, thin material. But you'd have a new mat every time, and it would be something that is paid for by the company because basically the whole mat
Sounds
would
like
just
you
be
just
an
need a
ad,
soft piece
almost
of
like a
paper.
beach towel or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
I
though.
feel like if it was some sort of like eco-friendly rubber, not rubble, but something that would be like, I don't know, not just like plastic or something like that, then it might make sense just to be able to recycle, decompose, be brought back in again as another one or something like that.
I like the idea. I do, and I definitely think it'd probably be doable because you could probably source some type of cheap shit. I think the recycling part would be expensive because you always hear like shit that's recyclable sometimes costs more to make because of
Oh,
the
true.
process. Sometimes, like I've ordered shit offline before and I've seen like a recycled version before and it's like a couple bucks more. I think a yoga mat, one of Sarah's yoga mats. Speaking of mats, yeah, I think they do. You can buy a recycled, refurbished, whatever, and it was like $5 or $6 more for the recycled one.
And you're just getting somebody else's trash.
Exactly.
For repurpose.
But I do like that. And I've been thinking about it a lot recently because we used to have all that. Well, we're still going to once they open back up. Eventually, God damn it, is partying the gyms and
Oh,
working
yeah.
with at least the local Go Gym here with that. And I want to not particularly say try and scale that, but like figure out a way to work with the community more, whether it be different gyms or doing something like an event or like something bigger than just that. I don't know if we're ready for it. Definitely not ready for it yet, but like something to start planning for and look into. Like
I know we
don't
like the idea of themes,
yes,
Yeah.
like a old
Golden
school
era.
bodybuilder night, or like
I definitely like that.
or a 4th of July night, things like that.
Yeah, I like that. I definitely like that. That should definitely be something implemented on the old schedule. She's a little scarce right now because ain't shit going on.
Yeah.
April's dead.
I feel like that would be a good turnout, though.
Yeah.
The first one after the gyms open.
And
back
I
up.
was saying like person with the either voted or you could choose like the best outfit of the best whatever gets
Yeah.
a 50% off or gets a full price.
Chick-fil-A
whatever it is.
night.
Yeah.
Dude. Well, I remember Sean. He said we could make it I think he works for Popeyes. He was like, "Yo, I'll bring in like a whole family thing, like a layout of Popeyes." I was like,
Dang,
"Shit,
turn it
dude."
into Planet
Yeah,
Fitness
Planet
out here.
Fitness, yeah.
I'll take some biscuits, man.
Yeah.
Shit.
Just eating.
How many biscuits can you eat without washing them down? Whoever
and then
survives.
squat, and then squat.
Yo, I'm thinking about it right
Max
now.
out.
Like,
50 jump squats.
I don't even know if
50 biscuits.
you think you could eat one biscuit without any water.
No.
Like, think of like a good hearty biscuit. Like, it's making my shit dry up now. Like, it's gum. I imagine it all in my gums and shit.
It's like the cinnamon challenge.
It's making
Yeah,
my-
I'd probably start choking by the last bite.
I know.
Yeah. But, I like the ideas. I mean, now that we kind of see a light, we're at the end of April. We got one more month, per se, at minimum, before everything's open. So, like...
So they've changed it from June 10th. Yeah.
Well, I think June 10th is still, like, the hard date. But as of now, I think May 8th, for real, I did hear... Fuck, you hear all the types of shit. But May 8th, they were going to try and start doing the scaling to where they're open non-essential shit not everything, but some non-essential. I think being fitness centers and a few other things to, back to 10 people, which I think is still shit, but
Yeah,
it's at least going in the right direction.
Quick note. I feel like this thing's kicking in on me. I don't know about you guys.
You over there buzzing?
Yeah, a little bit. I feel like I'm a little bit more like.
Yeah, the
I can feel it a
vitamin
little bit.
B12
Yeah,
is
maybe
actually
it's kicking in a little
4,000%
bit.
nicotine.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like I'm a little bit in tune, but a little tuned up. But you can get back on.
Oh, so it does have theobromine in it. I didn't see that. Theobromine is a stimulant, so that's not included into the caffeine. Yeah, theobromine is a stimulant.
It's like secretly 4 servings in a can. We just chug
I
that
don't
shit.
know what the bacopa is. Bacopa?
Whole herb extract.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. The
Opens your
alpha
third
GPC is
eye.
like a focus ingredient. L-carnitine is like almost like an energy source. Helps your body utilize like fats and stuff better. And hence the keto, I guess.
So,
part.
but back to this. How do y'all feel like when the gyms were like this? Do you feel like it's worth it to go into Gold's, do a 30-minute workout, and like just
No.
have the equipment or book it? I think of it like this way. I feel like it's like if there's like a chocolate chip cookie in front of you, you can either have no bite and have something else, or you can take one bite and that's all you can get. I'd
Yeah.
rather just not have
And
the
then
cookie.
just put
Yeah.
it down or throw it away. Like,
Yeah.
I know.
Nah. I did it once when I did the 30-minute window, and I was so pissed because, fortunately, I was a trainer at the time, so they were letting me work out kind of like under the table without counting me as one of the 10. But then I guess the cops came in and like scared the joint, and they were like, "Oh, we got to count you as part of the 10 now." And yeah, they kicked me out, or they were like, "Hey, your workout's up." I was like, "You're just getting your juices flowing
Yeah,
30
would you
minutes
take
in."
pre for
yeah,
30
no, I
minutes?
did.
Oh.
Well, I took it like 30 minutes before, hoping that when I showed up to the gym, I'd be able to walk right in, which I did. But 30 minutes in, you're just getting like really getting into the groove. You're like, "Hey, got to roll." You got to go sit out in the
I
cold.
feel like when
out.
you're second in line, you're like, all right, let me get my tub out.
Yeah.
All right.
Get
Ready
a
for
chest
myself.
pump so
They say
big
you-
that when they try to drag you out, no taser can penetrate your
Yeah.
skin.
Yeah.
What do you think of that, Dale?
Yeah.
It'll be like Big Lenny. Did you ever see that video? Jason Genova's guy.
I don't think I did.
Well, he wanted to show that he could take a taser. So
Oh,
in that
okay.
place in Florida, they took him out into the parking lot outside of like Golden Corral and just tasered him in the
Did he
gym.
drop?
No, he like stood there and then just pulled him out.
Yo, what
and
a
gave him
beast!
back.
Yo.
He's got a lot flowing through him though. I
I
think
bet he
just
does.
repels it.
Damn. But
Yeah, I just feel like they're pointless though. Like if you can't do it, like you'd rather just get accustomed to like the workouts without it, like the bodyweight workouts, the band, whatever you have. Same deal with like back to the cookie analogy. Like you'd rather just get used to whatever foods I can eat versus just having a bite of something I can only get a bite.
I'd rather. Well, yeah, for sure. I definitely think it's wasteful for anybody that's serious.
If you were homebound and did not have any sort of gym accessibility, would you take pre for a body weight workout?
Probably a half scoop, not a full serving.
I'd probably do an overcome. I don't know if I'd do it.
I still
Yeah, I
need
wouldn't
that
go. I
kick.
wouldn't go stem. I'd probably do coffee at the most. I was talking to Maddie about this, and she was like, "Well, it still gets you in like the zone, get you like mentally like,
That's
okay,
me.
this is it." Which I definitely like get, but at the same time, I feel like It's kind of like, have you seen the meme of putting like this massive bullet in a small pistol?
Oh no.
No.
Oh damn it! I wish I see it. I was thinking about sending it to
Yeah.
you. But basically, like it's like
Does that remind you of me, or what? Like what? what?
it's basically like you're putting like a freaking jet engine in like a Honda Civic.
Yeah.
It's basically like what you're doing when you're taking pre-workout for a simple bodyweight workout. It's like unnecessary, like more energy and fuel than you probably need to get the work done.
For sure. But at least for me personally, I love the kick. I'm an addict. I have unlimited supply of
Welcome.
junkie of my own stash, so I just take the shit. And Jake, he'll fucking take that shit for work some days. Like he'll take a couple scoops
Jake's an
during work
animal.
and then fucking take it again to work out. I'm like, God damn.
There are worse things to be addicted to.
For sure. For sure. But it is, well, if you think about it though, I mean, besides these, like not this in particular, but energy drinks compared to a pre-workout, obviously way different animals. But if you were to take like a half scoop or a half serving of pre-workout instead of an energy drink, cost-wise, it'd be cheaper.
That's a good point.
But you don't get the enjoyment of getting to sip on a cold, ready to drink though, unless you had cold water and you wanted to drink out of a shaker. It's just something about an experience of having a can that makes it different. Caffeine water.
Yeah, having like something separate, like it's like making a sandwich versus having the sandwich already put together at a store that you buy. You know, like buying from like the deli,
Wawa sandwich.
Yeah, you're like nice
from
put
the
together
place.
for me. You know, it's like it's kind of nice.
Oh, I thought you meant like they suck usually, like the 7-Eleven like half sandwich in a plastic
egg salad
like,
sandwich.
Usually when
Bread
someone
is
else
soggy.
makes something for you, it's like better than you making it
Oh,
yourself.
most
True.
definitely, most definitely.
So that's kind of like the deal.
The one exception I would say to that is, have y'all ever had any, let's say, church or like other people make your family dinner if something bad has happened?
Yeah.
It is a weird thing because I feel like it's like somebody else's home cooking, and sometimes it's just like, I feel bad because I don't really like this, but this is like a courtesy thing or other things like that too.
You know what I miss a little bit was so my first or I guess like my only really like ex-girlfriend freshman year of high school, her dad was a little intimidating, but he was a damn good cook. Like when I went over for family dinners, they were good as fuck, and they would like if everyone was getting like sirloins, he'd get me like a T-bone steak.
Nice.
And like they introduced me to like to so many foods that I would normally not like collard greens. Instead of just being soggy or over vinegary, these were fucking bomb. They had like little bits of like bacon mixed in, like it was so good. This one food called like hominy. Do you know what that is?
Is that like Lebanese or something?
It almost
Like
looks
baklava?
a
like a
mixture of
chickpea.
like corn and mashed potatoes. It sounds like gross, but it's like little. It's very like cheesy though. It's almost like a mac and cheese kind of, but like mashed potatoes type of texture. Point is, it's so good. Like I went home and like told my mom, I was like, "You ever heard of this food?" I was like, "You need to start making it." And she made it, but it wasn't the same. But her family like used to just cook the best fucking food. And also, he used to make homemade peach and like strawberry ice cream.
That sounds good.
And yeah, I would just fucking chow down over those dinners. I do miss those a little bit, but the other drama, not
I feel
so
like
much.
Is there a certain level that you'd put up with the chick just
That's
to be
what I'm
able to be
wondering.
with the family?
And
If it's a
and
cool
her
family.
and he worked for SunTrust, like CFO, like he had good
Okay.
money, but I was
Yeah.
like, no, it's not worth it.
Fuck no.
Long term, I was like, nah, the food's not that good. I don't know.
Damn. I was just ever since you said ice cream, I'm thinking about like all the homemade ice creams I've had. Thick as shit, nice and sugary and like sweet.
Good,
They're
good,
usually so much
yeah.
like at least the ones that either my family have made or even Sarah's made. Like nice, thick, like milky, creamy ice cream. It's like
Yeah.
different. It hits different.
I'm telling you, they could freaking cook. I feel like there's other like meals too that I was over for that I can't remember, but they were good. Yeah.
Update. Now that you said it, I don't know if it's in my head now. I
kicking
definitely
in?
feel, and I still have some left. And I definitely
I'm
feel it.
surprised too because there's not that much caffeine.
Yeah.
You know when I notice I can
I feel it like in my- I feel it
I'm
in my
talking
eyes a
very
little bit.
fast.
Yeah.
I'm talking fast and nothing's coming out mumbly. Like if I talk really fast, I can make every word enunciated like perfectly. And another thing I usually do, especially with like pre-workout, like we talked about when we were waiting in the car, is like if I can move my fingers like back and forth like really fast, like somewhat like not where I'm just like
It's kicked in. It's kicked in.
It
He's
sounds
like sitting there in the
stupid.
gym
It
parking lot.
sounds stupid, but if I can consistently like move them back and forth, do like a drum roll, but it's not like me just like trying to do them so slow, then I know it's kicked in. But usually if I'm talking fast like I am now, then it's like I'm feeling it. Which I'm again so surprised because there's not that much caffeine in this guy.
That now you know how Jocko gets up every
I know.
morning.
Jocko just smashes one and he's like, ah!
4:36, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Game
Yeah.
time.
No,
no.
4:30. Fuck.
He takes out
I
a
slept
Bowie
in.
knife.
Yeah.
Shotguns it.
Probably.
Aftermath. Yeah.
It'd be more badass if it wasn't pasteurized. Your stomach
Yeah.
has to fight the bacteria.
With your your gut bacteria's got AK-47s just.
Only the strong survive.
So like this, and speaking of, I don't know if many people know Jocko. I do follow him. I just never knew his last name or knew how to pronounce it. Willing, but this guy is probably the only person on Instagram that has the biggest following of just pictures of his watch.
Yeah,
literally.
just picture of
And
his
the
watch
captions
or
will be like, Go.
Yeah, or the picture of like the floor with dripping sweat on it, and he's like aftermath.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, yo,
Always black and white.
and he's getting like 30,000 likes and fucking got hundreds of thousands of
comments,
followers.
You changed my life. Go. Yes.
Yeah.
Yo, it's the simple things in life. It's
Go out, get some.
Yeah, get some.
Yeah.
Get some. Like,
Lights me up though.
I mean, dude's fucking badass for sure. I ain't knocking it, but his drink ain't badass.
I like his one video recently. He's always like black and white. He's always like talking and like looking over his shoulder and somewhere else. And in one video, he's like, people always ask me why I'm looking over my shoulder. It's because I'm scouting for the enemy.
Yeah.
I'm always on alert.
Yo, why so serious?
Yeah, and then they were like, you know, why aren't your teeth, or like, why don't you ever smile? He's like, because if I smile, the white will shine and it'll expose my positioning. It's just like shit like that. He's just
Fucking corny.
It's good.
Yeah, that is pretty good. But yeah.
That's funny.
Well, speaking of, I guess, like drinks and supplements, before we turn the mics on, I'm trying to get some samples for GYMFLO going.
Knock on wood.
Knock on goddamn wood. But it's
wood.
taking forever. So, long story short is, like, right before all this happened, if you follow us or follow GYMFLO or me on social media, we had gotten some samples of our new formula of Overcome in, and probably like 4 weeks before this all popped off. First sample wasn't 10 for sure, because we want 10s. And second sample that I got was even worse than the first sample I got. So I was about to place an order for another round of samples, and then the world ends. And obviously samples aren't a priority, so we put that on the back burner. But now, since things are sort of, we realize where we're at. Like, you know, you take your time, you reassess, you pull back, you reassess, figure out like what overhead costs are, making sure orders are still coming in, which they are. Very thankful for, thank you. And like, now that we realize that things are going to get better, like they hopefully aren't like shitting in a straight nosedive right now. Hopefully. It's been long enough to where I don't think it will. To where we can definitely move forward with some samples and hopefully more products coming here soon. But the newest one we're definitely excited for is the new Overcome. I mean, we're trying to hit on a great, amazing lemonade flavor, like the lemonade. But for some reason, that's such a simple flavor we can't hit it. For some reason, it's either too bitter or not, too sweet, and that's one thing that hopefully we have in the next week. Once
and
my guy hits me
Griffin and I were talking about, like, I feel like it's like the perfect product right now where people, like we talked about with the bodyweight workout or whatever, or just staying at home, they may not want like a hard-hitting pre-workout,
Yeah.
but they'd still like something to sip on, something for recovery, something for their intra-workout, something enjoyable, and I feel like that product would hit like perfect right now, or, you know, as soon as like these gyms start to reopen,
Yeah.
A great product for the summer too.
For sure.
Wow. Imagine that too, is being able to, like, I don't know, take an ice cold glass down to the river or something like that too.
And the thing is,
float.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And not only like the recovery aspect, but I mean, this is going to be totally a little bit different than the original Overcome, but it'll have other blood flow properties to it. So you'll still hopefully get like nice blood flow going on. So you can, if you did work out, you can still maintain a little bit of a pump, or, you know, just overall look a little bit fuller still, and, you know, hydrate. We're adding a hydration aspect to it. And I don't know, it's just going to be all around a more, I guess, a leveled up product, but at a better cost efficiency, because Overcome was just stupidly expensive to make, and unfortunately, you know, you gotta learn the hard way, or at least that's the way we go. So overindulged a little bit with that one, and time to really dial it in. But yeah, I'm excited for that, and then also talks of maybe some other particular flavors, of some new pre-workout flavors, and I don't know. I've my brain's been moving a lot more recently, over at least the past week, thinking about new products and new flavors and
Possible pump product.
Yes,
maybe?
I'm tired. Not that I'm tired of being stagnant, like, but I'm definitely tired of like not thinking forward. Per
True.
se, you know.
Yeah.
Like lately, it's been thinking like defense more so. Like, all right, let's hold any spending. Let's not do anything. Let like really plug any holes that we had. Like plug in the ship, making sure there's no leaks. And now that we've done that, like, and and we thought the worst was gonna come. Like nothing's really come. It's like shit.
And with these like supplement products, I mean, you know way better than I do, but just from what I know and hear, I feel like you have to not just plan like 4 weeks, 6 weeks ahead. You have to plan like 4-6 months ahead.
And we still haven't learned that. I mean, I know Jake doesn't take it as seriously as me when it comes to thinking that far ahead. Not to say he doesn't take GYMFLO serious, but like I lately have been watching other brands and how they work, and some brands are like planning, and I understand why now. They're planning for like 3 quarters out.
They're planning like their December releases right now.
Yeah, dead serious. Like they're planning for Black Friday, December, shit like that. It's like they already have spring already planned, summer's already planned. Like it's just the balls just have to drop into place now. I mean, for us, ever since until like the middle to end of last year, we had planned like literally like 3 weeks out type deal, which is not good because shit just always has hiccups. You plan for something, you get shirts made, you get shakers made, shit like that. Shit has hiccups, and it's all out of your control. So you have to plan really far out, and we're learning that still, that we even need to plan like months and months out, quarters. Plan it by the quarters. There's 4 quarters in a year, so boom, plan them out. But I'm definitely excited to start, writing stuff out, having some dates, at least roundabout dates or months to where we're going to be, all right, well, we're going to have this locked in by here, to where things will just start to fall into place, and we'll have like consistent drops and consistent releases of shit instead of just so sporadic. I want things to be a lot more tight, like a tighter ship than it has been, and I definitely think that's something we're going to be focusing on a lot here soon. But we do have a new shirt coming, which I'm excited about. It finally dropped the deposit down for that. Our Strength Through Struggle shirt, which should be, I guess, about a week from now, maybe less. I dropped it last week, the payment for it. So having a good amount of those. Nice next level blend. A little bit different than these. So like pretty much like the same tri blend that you had for Erval. Like, because I don't mind the cotton, because this is like more of a cotton blend. Like it doesn't like, it hugs, but it'll stretch out. If you know what I'm saying. Like when you start to work out, it kind of stretches. The neck gets a little stretched. And I realized, and obviously these are a little bit cheaper, and so the tri-blends are definitely nicer, so we're definitely going with that. And I love the way those hug the sleeves, hug the shoulders a little bit, make the pecs pop, So I'm excited for that to drop. Not sure of a date just yet, but those will come in, and working on a few other designs actually, which that's why I asked the other day about what do you call that? Tablet, like a not scribble tablet, but like a drawing tablet.
Did you find one?
I've looked at a few. I still haven't finished looking at a few reviews. I have a couple in my checkout cart. I just said that fucking
checkout Kyle.
What? I just said that. Wait, the fucking DAC or the discipline, man.
Scrambling you. This is the drink for the enemy.
Pre-mission. God damn it.
Wait, past Rush.
Shit has fucked me up. But yeah. Anyways,
They probably put fluoride in it and it calcified your pineal gland.
my pineal gland.
Yeah.
I can't see the real world. I'm not woke. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to like dialing things in. And I don't know. I feel like having y'all around as well would definitely help. Get some creative juices flowing. Thinking from outside, because I myself know I'm very like, I can be closed-minded and not look from the outside a lot. And I think, let's do it this way, when I'm not a consumer. I'm not in the consumer's eyes. And y'all are more so, not saying y'all are in the consumer, y'all are the consumers, but y'all are not.
Well, that kind of middleman outside. Like we're involved with GYMFLO, but we're not directly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it sucks because and maybe a lot of y'all out there feel the same way. And I've told this to Jake all the time, because Jake is an impulse buyer. If he gets an ad on Facebook, or if he just has the mood, he'll buy a new pair of shoes, or he'll see something. I bought that shirt because it came through an ad. Like he bought a bunch of Branch Warren shit, a bunch of American Roughneck shit, just off of ads. And he's like, or Jason whatever. Huh? But, he's the impulse buyer, and like just like a e-commerce shopper. I never buy shit, and I might just have something wrong with me. I'm just stingy. I don't know, but like, I'm not a buyer. I'm not a shopper. So it's hard for me to think outside the box.
Mind,
for like marketing and like how to like convey somebody to purchase or buy or like feel a part of something or want to be a part of something like that, you know, in a good way. Like, I feel like I can just feel I can, I guess, focus on what feels right to me when it comes to like doing stuff and marketing and videos and this or that. But like, I don't know how to like really, I guess, strategically market well, because I have no vision of shopping at all in my mind.
That is a good point. I feel like it would be hard to kind of market to a consumer if you're not a consumer.
I'm not a consumer
too.
at all. That's what I'm saying. And it's even like Amazon. Shit's so cheap. It's so easy. You just got to swipe the thing, or you usually don't have to do that. You just hit checkout. It doesn't even ask for your card number anymore.
True.
And like, it's just so easy. But I rarely ever buy shit. It's so weird, man.
I know. It is funny because I feel like I pay for Prime, but I almost try to see how little purchases I can make off of Amazon in a year.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, what's the point?
Exactly. And even like, I don't even buy a lot of stuff going out, like to the mall or anything like that. And
Yeah.
Sarah, she'll buy shit left and right. We have packages show up to our house every day, and I'm like, man, I haven't bought that much in 5 years.
I know. It is funny because I don't know if you've ever seen the pictures of like guys really live like this and think that it's fine, and it's a picture of like an apartment with nothing on the walls and just like a blank couch facing a TV on the
Yep.
floor. Like, that is exactly what my apartment is like, and I don't see anything wrong.
The meme that says
Yeah.
guys don't see anything wrong with this.
A little
I
bit
saw
of
one
heaven.
recently that had the couch and a squat rack, and I was like, that's what we wanted to do with this place when I saw some of these equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the space. Don't worry.
I mean, dead serious. I mean, I think it fits. It's like, I don't know. I'm a very simple guy.
Yeah.
And it's tough. It can be tough, and I'm trying to get better at it, of like thinking as a consumer, as a shopper. Anyways, I don't know where I was trying to go with that, but I just know that like I love having outside perspective, and that's why I'm glad that y'all are around to definitely help out with that. But yeah, other than that, I mean, ain't much else really going on with GYMFLO besides just the day-by-day stuff, you know, shipping out to retailers that are still able to order. You know, fortunately, some of our partners have been able to, you know, still have foot traffic through their doors and whatnot, and which is awesome. I'm waiting for that to definitely open back up, because I'd say majority of our revenue, I'd say it's like 50-50, like 50% retail, 50% direct-to-consumer online. And so having that good chunk of retail partners like slow down their orders or not order at all over the past month and a half, almost 2 months, like definitely hurts to see. But I mean, now that we've reassessed, we pulled back our spending and shit like that, like we're realizing that we're able to still get by plenty and save and, you know, make by with just our people that support our brand off the website, you know, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And that's the main route I want to like focus on, is brand building, you know, have people support the brand directly, not that I don't want to have retail partners and, you know, help support brick and mortar stores and have our products carried and more conveniently sold at different spots. But at the end of the day, like, this is GYMFLO. It is a brand, and we want people to support directly and be able to support directly via our website, or, you know.
And it's nice to feel like you can be self-reliant, that you don't have to have somebody else to make you
Yes.
more successful. Like that.
Yeah, and like
Rely on somebody.
especially with this pandemic that just happened, that proves the point right there. Is like the flick of the switch by the government shutting down stores. You know, for some brands, like they're 100% retail, and it's like, well, shit, your business relies on retail, not straight to your customer. Like, and it definitely an eye opener for like how scary it can be, and how I want to focus more on just supporting those who solely support us, and, you know, making sure we're taking care of our direct-to-consumer customers and going above and beyond for them.
How do you feel like people will start having different behaviors once this gets back to normal, in terms of more people being like preppers, to where they have like food storage containers filled with like almost MREs? Do you think that people will kind of be more cognizant of like having like funds saved or other things like that going forward too?
I feel like for the first year, people are going to be hyperactive to germs, bacteria, hygiene, all of that. But then I feel like a year from now, it's going to be back to normal. It's kind of like, I was too young to really experience like the whole 9/11, like people coming together. But then, like, you know, I feel like 5 years after that, everyone's back at their throats, you know, or even less than that, back at each other's throats for Democrat versus Republican and
Yeah.
like, whatever, issues people have, I feel like are just going to go back to their regular behavior for the most part.
I think this will bounce back even quicker. I mean, in my opinion, bounce back even quicker than like 9/11 did, with people going back to like forgetting about it almost. I think quicker, and it's all relative. The 9/11 thing hung around for years, but I think within a year, the end of 2021, people will not forget, but they'll be like, "Damn, that was wild!" Like, but not be like acting like crazy still with prepping and
masks.
mask and like over hoarding and shit like that.
Because I see people post online of just kind of like weeping and gnashing of teeth by saying, "You mean to say the new normal? Like they're still gonna have restaurants with full seating? Like they're still gonna have sporting events?" And it's like, well, like you want that not to be the case? You want it to feel like it's like,
Listen,
I don't know, some sort of post-war, like post-plague sort of dystopian.
I think what we're forgetting too, and I might get like shit for this, but
fuck it.
it's not.
I'm about to drop something.
It's not killing the majority of people.
Yes.
It's not even hospitalizing the majority of people. It's really like, the percentage of people that are getting hospitalized that are like under 40 is like underwhelmingly low percentage, let alone that are actually passing away. And even like the people that are elderly, it's still, it has a higher mortality rate than, or morbidity rate, whatever it is, than, the flu or some of these other things. So it should be taken seriously. I'm not saying that it shouldn't be taken seriously. And I'm not saying we shouldn't, stay at home and avoid, with older people and grandparents because they are at a higher risk. But what I'm saying is that, the majority of the population isn't high risk or even moderate risk for, having a major issue with this. So it's like making an entire lifestyle change for the entire country just for a small percentage of people.
Yes. And if you
Sad to say, but
if you are scared or if you're worried or if you're at risk, nobody's forcing you to leave your home and go to these events or go out to the bar or go out to the restaurant. Stay the fuck at home if you're scared at all. And don't, because why would you stop the world? I understand, yes, it is serious like you just said, but like why would you stop the world for something that is for a very minority group, and it's like,
in a lot of ways, stopping all these businesses and people not being able to access their food or their bills being cut off with their mortgage and the amount of payments that they're going to have deferred or delayed and then get hit all at once, it's like that's hurting people and their livelihood and their quality of life way more than potentially going through this hardship with this disease. Who knows if I'm right or wrong, but I feel like it's causing more harm to a larger audience than possibly what could happen. I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know. Just talking out my ass, but I don't know.
I think there's definitely things, it's simpler than people are making it. I definitely think this is still a world that we can live in and get by in and open back up. Just taking precautions. If you're at risk, stay the fuck at home. And for people that aren't at risk, be mindful and just be a decent human anyways. Wash your hands. Don't put your hands in your mouth. And be a clean person. Don't fucking... I don't know. I feel like it's straight simple. Like, it's not like
Do you think
tuberculosis
there will be,
or some shit.
more of a focus on, in terms of, like, more of value put on made in America products or other things like that
I think
aren't...
people will forget that shit real quick. I think it's a good thing that we'd focus on that, but I think people would... Just my opinion again. I think people would... First 6 months, yeah, I'm buying American, but then they'd be like, oh shit, that Chinese shit's cheap though, trying to save that money,
It's far cheaper,
Yeah, it's like, at the end of the day, I think people are still, not greedy, but capitalists. Like, they want to save money and make as much money as they can, but also save, and they're going to do whatever route's the cheapest and most effective or efficient. And if making stuff in America is more... like there's more stress involved or more money involved or more, I guess, curves and speed bumps, then why not just, we'll just place an order in China and get it done, for pennies on the dollar. I don't know. I do support American made for sure. And I would love to see that switch for a lot of things. But at the end of the day, like, the market's the market, I think people are going to do what they can to save.
Maybe the government, I don't know any of this, but maybe the government could, in a way, like fund businesses in a way that they could cut their costs down slightly to compete with China, to where instead of it being like 50 cents for per whatever for China, and it's $1 in the U.S. Maybe they could bring those margins down closer to where it's 50 to 70 cents, to where okay, it's only an extra $3 to have it made in the U.S. Then they might make that deal. But I mean, still, even if it's only $3 for, let's say, like 1,000 units, if a company's doing 100,000 units, that's like $3,000, whatever. It adds up eventually. Is the point? So I don't know. We want to break into these questions.
Yes. One thing to tack into your question, Griffin, is I remember you asking just a few minutes ago is like, do you think people start to save more money? I have noticed just recently, once this hit, I started saving. Well, I was saving a little bit of money before this, but then like I've been saving a lot more money. Like almost all of my money that I make, I try and put like a huge chunk into a safe spot. Maybe a bank, maybe not, but I pay my taxes, okay? And it's just, I don't know what's got me in that mood. It might be this. It definitely is a little bit because I'm like, man, having a nice cushion for any shit to pop off, knowing that I have some money just sitting there. If I did lose all my clients for some reason or whatever, like it does feel good. But then I also at the same time, like, man, it's almost like having that cash in your pocket. You feel it burning a little bit. You're like, shit, I want to buy something now.
Well, I saw this picture that it was left leaning, not to get politically, but like they were saying how it kind of relates to people's belief that the government should provide more for their citizens, with the stimulus checks and everything, and they were saying basically like showing that this millions of people or whatever in America right now can't pay their mortgage because of them losing their job. It proves that we're not paying them enough labor. The minimum wage is too low. Blah blah blah. And my response and thought process, and maybe I don't know anything because I'm only 20 years old, but I think this proves that people don't save their money wisely.
I do agree.
I mean, there's some people that they're barely doing paycheck to paycheck. But maybe the answer isn't, to force the company legally to pay them more. But maybe the goal is to work more hours, possibly, or get another job that pays more, or work 2 jobs. And maybe if you're only working 2, work 3, and then use that extra money or income to save. Or, everyone's situation is different. But from a general standpoint, I feel like the majority of people that I'm speaking to are in that middle class or even slightly below that. The extra money that they're spending on Starbucks, that they're spending on whatever, they could save that. They're just spending as much as they make. And I think it shows like a lack of financial responsibility on their part to save the money versus try to defer all your responsibility onto the government to just save you.
Yes.
I would say, and this is not a pushback, but I would also say that like that's something that I feel like if I were supreme dictator, I would make more of an effort to do because, for example, like financial literacy, you really kind of have to, it's hard to figure out, there might be different books, let's just say like just off the top of my head, like The Wealthy Barber, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, other things like that like are marketed as like a help you learn this stuff, but you don't necessarily learn kind of the ins and outs of it. Like, let's just say if you want to get in better shape, you might pick up something at Barnes & Noble that's like a Whole30 diet. But does that really teach you like
doesn't really teach you the concepts? It kind of gives you
For example, you were telling me about Vanguard the other day. I've never heard of that. I've never heard of a money market. And so I feel like going 25 years, I don't know about this stuff. I don't know about compounding interest or anything like that. So I feel like if more people actually were given tools, then they would probably have better financial literacy, as well as so many things are now marketed towards convenience, towards ease of use, to where like it's a microwavable meal, or like, oh, we'll just get this so that way like you don't have to, cook and take the time for that and buy the ingredients and stuff like that. So when everything is marketed towards ease of use and time saving and other things like that, not only does it take the fun away, but it's also more money towards that, to where I feel like if you, for let's just say food as an example, if you feel like you can learn to have fun with cooking, you can also save money, have food prepared that's more healthy for you, but also like you can have fun with it too, to where like, let's say you just buy something that's more expensive, that's like in a plastic TV dinner, that's something easy to microwave. Not only is it worse for you, but also like what are you necessarily saving that money? I mean, that time to be able to do. Like, you're just going to turn on a show or something like that and sit on the couch. And then also I feel like it garners laziness as well, to where like, oh, this is something I can just throw away. Like, I don't have to worry about washing a dish and other things.
I don't
like
think
that
it's
too.
a character trait that the people I'm speaking to, are the people that are struggling, that haven't been saving, or that are struggling to save. I don't think it's a problem of them being too stupid, or them not being financially responsible. I guess what I'm saying is the reason that they're being financially responsible or not having that savings is they aren't aware of the tools, or they aren't taught how to utilize the tools. And I think that's, a bigger issue, because I think the tools for success in America are there. I still believe in like the American dream being a thing, and that you are capable of, to a standpoint, whatever you imagine and dream of. I think it's just about being aware of the tools and the options, the opportunities, aware to yourself. And not everyone is either aware or knows how to utilize them properly. So, if you don't have that person in your life to show you what a Vanguard is, or how to use a savings account, or how to, handle your money and your spending, then you can just be lost into the system and just, be like everyone else, living paycheck to paycheck. So, if there's a way that the government can, I guess, do a better job at advising, educating, because I know we talked about it before, like the financial courses that are in our schools are pretty much lackluster. Like they don't really have much substance besides telling you what it is, and you're just kind of going through the course, but you're not really actively participating. You're not really absorbing the material. So it's definitely not a simple answer, or you're doing, you're handling your money wrong, do this instead. It's not as easy as that.
I almost feel like there should be like a driver's ed or behind the wheel for before you get a credit card, because I feel like it's so easy to fall into debt. And I know people that make over 6 figures, but they have 4 credit cards maxed out. So
is it because they're trying to live a lifestyle and keep up with other people, or they see other people, oh, I need to be doing that, or I want to be cool, so I need to buy all the bullshit?
True. And going off of what you were saying a second ago, I feel like for me too, like, I was thinking about, oh, well, maybe I would get like some AirPods once my tax return comes in, or like this and that, to where now it's like, I don't know, I don't even think about that anymore, because it's just not really like, not necessarily an essential, but like some of the more frivolous things, I feel, oh, well, I'd rather just have no debt. I'd rather just have money saved up, other things like that.
So I think of it this way, and maybe it's like, I'm a simple guy, but like, almost like you have a goal, and your goal is you want more money. You want more cash in pocket. You want more cash flow. Well, I'd want to spend less than I'm making, so I'll have more cash, right? Like, that's the equation. Spend less, save more. Spend less than you're making. Same thing as it goes to a diet. All right, well, I want to lose weight. All right, well, I need to eat less than it takes to maintain my current weight, my current fat-ass weight. I need to eat less than that. Then I'll drop weight. I don't, maybe like spend less, you'll have more. Like, if you don't give that money away, I think it doesn't help that everything's swipeable now, but like if you have physical cash, you're giving that to somebody for something that is not yours anymore. So it is leaving your pocket, leaving your cash flow. Like, I don't see how like people I guess some people can get confused and just lost in the sauce. They're just like, oh, I'm going to be so cool. I'm buying cool shit, or I'm buying this, buying some bullshit, eating out, whatever. It's like, spend less, have more.
Do you ever feel like there's any sort of, I don't know if you ever get in this mentality of like, let's say you decide, I'm going to start living this way. And then as soon as you decide that, let's say you're going to eat better, other things like that, then do you think, oh, this is the way it's going to be forever? Like, let me go order a pizza or something like that. And it completely collapses your goal just because you almost mentally psych yourself out of it once you start going.
Talking about like eating healthy?
Well, let's say for anything. Let's say you decide to stop.
I think it just takes discipline. I mean, it's just like diet. Like, I think when you start saving, you're like, even if it's just $20 a month, you're like, in an entire year, this is only $600. But, okay, maybe that's $600 the first year. Maybe you make a little bit of interest on it. Maybe, by month 6 or 7, you start to do $30 a month. And whatever you're doing adds up. I think you have to see the long-term plan, because especially with saving money, that $600 you didn't have before. I think it's just hard to see the long picture, but then, years later, months later, you look at it and you're like, wow, that's a lot of money. I think it's just, again, having the discipline to put it to a side. And it's like I was telling you with my money, like I have to mentally tell myself, this isn't spending money. This extra income isn't like income to me. It's like my zero, you know? So that's just how you have to think about it.
It is tough, like, because now I'm not compared, I'm sure, to you, but I have a good chunk of change sitting in my little spot, and especially
Dresses.
But like I just, and the reason I don't put it in a bank is because I don't want to spend it. If I put it in a bank and it's easily transferable or whatever, I'm probably gonna, not that I'm in tight spots or anything. I have money in the bank, but it's like, oh, if I want to get that, all right, well, I'll just transfer it over real quick. I'll pay it back. I'll put extra in there next month or next week, you know, and you won't.
Yeah.
But
only future me could actually do what I want him to do.
but like, I literally put it away, cash, put it away in a safe spot so I don't get burned or anything like that. But like, it's just, now that I have that and I know it's there, it is tough mentally, like, because I see shit either pop up on Facebook or Facebook Marketplace. I'm always on there. Like, deep down, I feel like I want to be a flipper for so bad. I want to flip shit, but I don't want to take the risk and buy something and not be able to flip it or at least come out ahead or even. But I've been looking at a few cars. Not like, I would love to buy a Del Sol, which definitely is a goal to save up for it and still have cash. But I don't want to blow my load on it. But I've been looking at shit here and there, like if I'm taking a dump or whatever, I'm just walking around, like I'll get on Facebook Marketplace and just scroll through shit. I'm like, man, I wonder how much I could flip that for or flip that. Because now I got some money, but it's like, Austin, just save it. Just save it.
A fun challenge would be take $10, see what you can get for $10, see if you can make more off of selling that, and then just continue to use that money from whatever you've originally started with to continue to flip more and more to where eventually you're selling like an RV from what was originally $10.
People, I'm sure, do that shit though. You know, dead serious.
A guy I used to speak to at the gym, like that's how he did his sports gambling money. Is like whatever money he made, he'd use that for like, you know, gambling, but he wouldn't spend any more than like the original money he made. So he's basically never in like debt from it. He's at worst like neutral, you know, which is I think a good way to do it.
Yeah. That would be sick though, to like grow $10 into like 20 G's or something like that, you know. It would take time for sure, and a lot of smart flipping. But yeah, that'd be sick. Well, last question for me. Have y'all gotten y'all stimmy? You didn't get a stimmy check.
I didn't get shit. I didn't get no unemployment.
So you didn't get your mom didn't, your parents didn't give you anything still? Nothing?
They don't get anything because I'm above 17. So they don't get the 500 and I don't get the 1200.
What the fuck?
So I just get screwed over. I get bent over by the government.
Should have picked up a tool.
I know.
Yeah, you learn now, boy.
Yeah, so I'm just grinding, still doing my normal income stuff. Luckily, the work is still there.
Grinding.
But, yeah, I'm busting my balls getting no extra income from the government like some people. But
all right, Griff. Well, then I'm putting you on the spotlight then. Have you spent your STEMI check yet?
I have not. I'm just going to save it. I have no desire to spend it on anything.
I haven't gotten mine yet, so I thought I was going to get it in the mail. But then my mom sent me this link to where you could, like, put all your... Yeah, you could check it, and then you could put all your last year's tax info into it, and then get it direct deposited. But I still haven't gotten a confirmation when it's going to be direct deposited, but hopefully sometime soon. Not that I'm ready to spend it. I'm immediately going to cash it and then put it on spot and save it. But I wonder, like, how many...
We got to find this spot, Griffin.
I wonder... Well, at least I'm not like my mom. Literally, we're at my mom's house now, and I will not give the address out. But, like, she'll find... She said she gave me a book the other day that she had sitting in a bookcase. And she was looking through other books, and she was like about to give them to Goodwill. She opened it up and found $300 in it, and she's like, "Oh, that's where I put that." And it's
That's
like,
what's funny to me is when people talk about, "Oh, I found $20 in my jacket pocket." It's just maybe it's just because I never carry cash.
Me neither.
But it's just funny to me that you forgot about that. Like, you just put it in a book and left it. $300.
Yeah, my mom has found other sources of money. She said, like the other day, it was under her seat in her car. She found like $500 or $600 just sitting under her seat. She was like, "Oh, I forgot I put that envelope under there." I was like, "Oh my god, you just forgot a couple $100? Like, what?"
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I guess she has the same problem as me, except I put my shit in a spot that I remember. But it's like, fuck, man.
I know.
But yeah, I definitely the check, the STEMI check. It's like, man, it's an easy 1200 that I could just go burn up, dude.
Yeah, I don't want to talk.
I wonder how many people are just like have gotten it and literally just bought some bullshit with it.
Well, you know what's crazy to me too, kind of going off of this, is in a similar vein, I'm surprised sometimes how much, to me, it seems like people just throw things away on recurring transactions.
What do you mean?
For example, I do not see the point of cable TV.
Yeah.
Like, you're paying to have something with ads that's also just like, do you really watch all those channels sort of thing, to where my dad will be like, oh, well, it's only like $110 a month or something like that. And it's like, that's crazy to me.
So
like,
I will say we have cable. We have cable. Can I explain though?
Sure.
So
I'm Amish, don't forget.
So our apartment complex has this agreement with Comcast only. So you can't get Xfinity, you can't get any other fucking services in there. And Comcast only has this package to where their Wi-Fi, you can only get it with cable.
Oh.
Fuck that.
They're raping you.
Would you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I have Comcast and I only have internet.
Oh,
And,
well then they said at our place, the way the hookup
How much is it?
Is that the way
It's like $90 to $100 a month.
Mine's $38 a month,
Dude.
plus like either like 15 router,
Yeah,
$12
that's
router.
the way they have it, like monopolied in our apartment complex. Like you have
Yeah,
to
you just need to get it separate.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I did.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, anyways, yeah. So
Dang.
that's
If that was my only option, I feel like I could figure
think
out
I
how
know
to
what
shoot up a
package-
satellite.
like a
and,
hotspot or some shit.
I think I know what package they have you on.
Okay.
Too. Yeah, 'cause
It's
I was
like the
looking
bare
it up.
bones. Like 'cause
Yeah.
we don't. When we told them like, hey, well, you can upgrade to this package and get all these channels. We're like, yo, I don't watch. We got Netflix, dude.
You just have to pester them and get past like the Indian like person on the
Yeah.
phone and like get to an actual person. I actually had like it kind of took a pain in the ass. They had a guy for our apartment complex that's kind of like the middleman that kind of handles like the connecting the Wi-Fi and stuff, and he got me over to like a person directly. Like he would call me in to like a 3-person call and then drop out basically, and they got me set up because I had to like re-up my plan, but they were gonna like basically the original contract I was on was going to upcharge after a full year to like almost double the rate, and so I had to like, basically like cancel that and make a new one, because I was like, I'm either gonna cancel and go to another company, or I'm gonna like you're gonna allow me to basically renew this whole thing for the same rate, and so they let me do it. They basically had to cancel and make a new one, but then later, like that night, I was trying to hook it up. It wasn't working, so I called and I actually got connected to someone pretty quickly, which is rare, and it was a real person. They were American. Dude was hilarious. He was funny, like really nice, helpful. Like when I hooked up something, he was like, "Oh," and I told him it worked, and he was like, "Oh, the Wi-Fi gods have blessed you." And I was like,
Nice.
"Thanks, man." Yeah, and it was the best customer service I'd ever had. And I was surprised because again, usually I get like shit people. They can't speak English.
Horrible.
Like whatever. But anyway, that was my Wi-Fi
Nice.
story. But yeah.
Yeah, well, I grew up, and we just had, I don't know why my voice keeps cracking.
Let them things hang, dude.
I know,
Let them
that's true.
breathe, dude. They're all tight.
And basically we had, we always had the satellite internet, and so that would always be frustrating because since we lived in the country and it was a satellite
Spotty as
dish,
shit.
if when it became spring and the trees would get leaves again, the signal would go down. If it rained, the signal would go down. If like a bird flew in front of the dish, the signal would go down.
Fuck.
So it was one of those things like, for example, to download an album from iTunes, I would take probably 3 days. Or like,
I'm gonna come back next week and I'll see you. I'll listen to that album.
I know. So that's the crazy thing for me too, is like, I wish there was just a better option for this stuff, because it seems like there is like a lot of monopolies or other things like that. But at the same time, I always wonder, like, where does that stuff come from? Like, can you just run a wire and get internet? Are they really satellites up in space? Other things like that. Like, I wish I could just kind of like put some foil together and make
Is
my
space
own.
real? Yeah.
Dude,
It's
we
made
could go
in the
down
Hollywood
some rabbit
basement, dude.
holes.
But listen, like that's the only service industry I think that I feel like maybe I'm talking out of my ass, but like the cable and internet, like that hasn't had like a killer company come in with like killer customer service, like really hooking you up. Like everybody's like, oh, we got a window from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. to where we're gonna come install. And we might not even come that day, though, so you might have to do it a whole nother day. And then, oh, these are the only packages that we can offer you, this and that. And, oh, we're going to jack it up every month. We're going to add $10 every month. It's
That's
like,
what I
how
thought
does
that,
like
like,
no other company come in and like crush these motherfuckers?
Google or Tesla or
Yeah.
something like that would
Like
make
a
like
straightforward,
universal.
like universal, straightforward, fucking like streamlined.
I need to write to Trump and see if he can make internet a public utility of like, you know, you call to get an ambulance, you call to get a fire truck. Like, internet needs to just be considered like a basic human right.
Yeah, my WebMD needs to be
Yeah.
governmentized so I can look up all my illnesses.
All right, let's get these questions popping.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like we got some decent
All
ones.
right, so this is Answer the Internet. Questions as fucked up as you are. Not me. Probably me. And I'm going to
Not
pop
to be
off.
taken seriously.
Yeah, not to be taken seriously, but they are serious. Debate the Internet. If you could pick one country to run, what would it be?
So I picked this question because I thought it was kind of interesting. I was wondering what kind of questions or what answers y'all would get.
A country. So if I was to pick one country to run, what would it be? Damn, like I have so many that are floating through my head, but I guess I don't want the drama of America for real.
No, I wouldn't do America.
I don't want the drama. I'm dead serious. Like I want like a low key something like a project.
I feel like something like Italy, and I would just maximize the amount of like pasta being sold in like a tourist area, and just like I feel like I just make every city like a little Italy, if that makes any sense.
Sounds like little like restaurant
Little
or
Italy within Italy, and I feel like because I want to run a place that I'd like to live in, and I don't know. I feel like Italy's a cool place. Like there's some history in Rome. You know, I feel like it's a Mediterranean area. Mediterranean food's good. I feel like that might be it for me.
Gosh,
that's my thought process.
You thought that out a lot. I'm going off the top of my head because I haven't been to a bunch of countries, but
I haven't either.
one I've been to and I really loved it, and I think I could turn that bitch around.
Cuba.
No, Cuba. Cuba is nice, but I don't know, man. I think there's like a weird vibe. Like if you started running that, like you'd have big shoes to fill and like to like turn that bitch around. But Costa Rica was beautiful and very simple, low key, like not third world, but like very limited and simple down there. But I think I could like really max. Who am I to talk? I'm acting like I'm going in there like Trump and fucking building a business. But I definitely think like that would be a cool country to run and like try and change for the better because it's just fucking beautiful. It's not too big. People are pretty simple, laid back. Oceans and rum.
That's a good point.
Yeah, Costa Rica.
I would probably say something like a Switzerland or Poland. In the Alps, you probably have... That's a thing I feel like is... Especially with things overseas, you have a lot more kind of a market culture in terms of like food, so that there wouldn't be like factory farms and, you know, like mass-produced things, to where I feel like I would really enjoy having high-quality everything for my citizens, as well as... It's a pretty homogenous culture, I would say, so I'd probably be pretty immigration restrictionist from other countries.
People are pretty...
And then I would probably socialize a good amount of the country as well, to where, like, a lot of things, I think, being the authoritarian leader, I would make kind of a natural right of the citizen versus, like, different companies kind of vying in. But I would try to just streamline it to make it like the most efficient or best it could be, if that makes sense, because it would all be coming from me, and I know the character that I would like to impart upon my
Going
citizens.
back to what you were saying, I think a lot of people I've seen this, like a lot of people will compare like America's like healthcare or economy or just in general culture to like other places, but I think people forget like how diverse America like is, especially like you said, like a lot of these European nations and things like that, or just almost all nations for the most part, are so homogenous where they don't have like many, they don't really have much diversity at all. At least nearly as much as America.
Like Costa Rica has Costa Ricans.
Yeah, that's like basically
Switzerland
it.
has
Swiss, like pretty much it. Yeah,
that's it. Like you don't see other people.
Yeah, and so like I think society is like how like cultural norms are, how certain systems work here. And how certain systems work there, like they're not just easily reversible. We can't just bring a system that works well like Swiss and bring it over here, because the other systems that whether they're socioeconomical or whatever it is, like just wouldn't cross over as perfect. But not to go down a rabbit hole. But I just thought that was interesting that you pointed out, because I think people they overlook that when they think about countries, society, social norms that some of these other countries hold, like. Appreciating small markets and everything, not going to fast food joints all the time and things like that are normal in America.
I definitely think, now that I'm thinking about it though, when you say Cuba, I didn't really think, yes, I wouldn't want to probably do Cuba right off the top of my list. It would be top 5 though, because it's beautiful. But like how Cuba is, if you go down any street or sidewalk, there's Fidel's picture and or billboards everywhere, like praising Fidel still down there. I feel like I'd do that with my own country.
Yeah, I would want to.
There needs to be a beautiful statue of Austin right there.
It's that picture right there.
Tongue out.
Yeah. What's up?
What's up?
I feel like that would be, I don't know.
You must pray to
Especially
it every
too,
morning.
I feel like being a strong leader like that, but a virtuous leader,
Yeah.
almost like, like even in medieval times, like find the most noble man and make him king.
Yeah.
I feel like if there weren't as many lobbies as America has in these other countries and conflicting interests, and if I knew the type of leader I could be, I would cut out all other, like I wouldn't have checks and balances. I would just have my circle, and then we would run everything. But I would explain to all the citizens, like, this is why we're not going to have this in the country, and I'll talk to you like you're adults, but this is the way things are going to be.
This is why there's no T-Rex straps at the gym. All right, you want to open the next question?
Yeah. How much money would it take you to verbally belittle a midget in front of a crowd of 100 people? Probably like $100.
That's what I was wondering.
Especially if it was like the bagel guy
Can I see
in
it?
that
That's
video.
why I picked this question, because I was like, I feel like it wouldn't be that much
The
money.
bagel guy.
Yeah.
Now you said
Yeah,
that
the
it made me
bagel
click.
guy,
I was
yeah.
like, yo, that motherfucker.
Yeah.
I would hit the snooze on that motherfucker's head. dude. Right on top.
It'd be
of
like
it.
whack-a-mole.
I think the only thing is who the 100 people are, because if it's like,
SJW.
yeah, if it's a bunch of people that are gonna get really mad at me, or people that I'm gonna see regularly, it might change like how much I have to do it, because it'll kind of ruin my reputation if I'm just like making fun of this person. But it wouldn't take much. It'd probably take like $50 or $100. I tell you, I had this one kid. I can't get into it because he's actually kind of like verified and popular on like Instagram now, but he has dwarfism and such, and he's a little shit, and he was very mean to people.
Did he used to live around here?
You probably know who I'm talking about. Maybe he does, or used to live around here. Yeah, and he used.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Yes.
point is, he was very like I was neutral with him. I didn't know him for a while, but I heard he's a little mean. And I get it. Like, you have a tough life. You have this, really unfortunate circumstance. So I wouldn't be mad if you're a little bitter or a little, like, it's hard to be, like, happy all the time. I'm fine with that. But, like, just acting like you're a celebrity, calling yourself that, acting like other people should kind of kiss your feet, and then, like, getting mad at people or, like, kind of belittling them for no reason, that's not cool. So I kind of, like, called him out one time, or a couple times in, like, my chemistry class, and he got real butthurt about it. But he used to ride his Segway around in our high school, and like would like hit people, like beep his horn, get people out the way, like, and people used to joke about putting in road bumps or speed bumps in the hallway, and he'd go flying.
So he got a pass, so he was able to so he could get to class on time and like keep up with the pace. He would get on the Segway.
Yeah, he has like a little mini Segway. Yeah, he had one. So.
Dang.
But anyway, so point is, it wouldn't take much if
I'd
he's.
do it for free. If we're talking like bagel guy, I would have knocked
That's
that
what I'm
dude-
saying.
I would've
If
knocked
it's a piece
that
of
dude
shit,
out.
It doesn't matter
Free.
how tall or short you are. Like, you can get belittled in front of everybody. Yeah.
And more than verbally, but like, yeah, if I just had to like pick a random person, it'd have to be worth my time. I'd probably say for me 500. Because, like, I don't want to be that guy, oh, what the fuck did the little guy do to you?
But then you go, oh, it's $500. You're like, oh, okay. Where's mine?
Oh, here's $100. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't want to be the guy that's like, oh, you just fucking called out the little guy. I mean, hopefully there's a scenario to where he's a dick at first, or she is a dick, and then yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right, let's get this last one up. If it was acceptable for men to carry purses, what would you carry in your purse? This kind of goes into like the everyday carry, so I was kind of wondering
Wallet?
what you guys would say. Like, what do you keep on you?
Chapstick.
That's what I was going to say.
Wallet, chapstick. Probably phone, because the phone is uncomfortable in my back pocket a lot.
Yeah.
It's a phone. And
Baby wipes.
emergencies, man. Emergencies. I don't know. Those are like the top three off my head. I don't really carry much else besides that.
I'll probably say, in addition to that, like deodorant, fingernail clippers.
Now you're packing.
And then I probably would get one of those things that girls carry, the mace thing, just to be able to.
Well, this one,
bear
the
mace,
picture,
though.
the picture on here has a gun,
Bear
so maybe you
spray.
can fit the gun.
No. You don't want a gun in a bag because let's say
People can
the
take the bag.
situation rises.
it's not easy to grab.
And you
I feel
also
like.
don't want to be able to hold on, take that out. You want to be able to just draw fire
Yeah,
I hide that
or have
between
it
my
taken
purse.
from you.
Yeah.
not as
Yeah.
functional. I would. Are you done with your list? Kyle?
Yeah,
On
that's
this one?
pretty much it.
I would probably say, like you said, the wallet, keys, phone, chapstick for sure, small bottle of lotion as well.
Not
for
packing condoms,
moisturizer.
man.
Not needed.
No, I like to live dangerously.
Yeah. Maybe nail clippers. I feel like again that's not something I have to do too frequently, so I feel like I could go without. I'd need a snack, so maybe like a protein bar. Keep that on.
Man, now you got
Keep
me
that thing
rethinking
on me.
my shit. I'm barely packing.
We'll come
y'all
back to
packing
you. We'll
up.
come back to you.
Hey, you're answering.
The more you have in the purse, the easier it is to hit with the purse.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
knockouts.
I'd probably have some steel ball bearings
Oh,
to weight it
headphones.
down.
Like my AirPods.
It would probably convert. Literally, my purse would be like a small conversion of my
Full
gym
backpack.
bag.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good point.
Like not everything that's in my gym bag, but I'd probably have some pre-workout in there.
Yeah. Little scoop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably mostly it for me. I don't know. Don't want it to be too heavy though.
Yeah. So are you going like big purse, like one of those small like chain ones, or are you going with
It'd
one
probably
like the
be
handles?
a legit purse. Like I'm not gonna be able to sling it over my shoulder. Like I'd have to hold it. It'd be
We
like
can bring back fanny pack.
I told that to Maddie. She did not like the idea at all.
Fanny pack?
I told her that like when I'm a dad, I
I want
should
fanny
get a
pack.
fanny pack
That's
and,
a rite
and
of
like
passage.
keep all the shit in there. And she was like, "You are never getting that. That is awful. Like never." And I was like, "Why?"
If
I was-
Matthew Scott has a
I know. That's what I'm
Has a
saying.
fanny
Like
pack.
I feel like if you can like rock it, then you can go for it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
and it's
Yeah.
so functional.
And
That's what I
When
mean.
you're rollerblading, it's
I told her. I said it's either fanny packs or cargo shorts. Like I have to be able to like be
Both.
functional as a dad. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
What about shirt pocket, where you tuck your shirt in, and then when you're on the grill, you take something out of your shirt pocket?
Oh yeah, well that's where the
My
cell phone
granddad
goes,
has that. Yeah,
or whatever else. Pack
have
of
your
cigs.
leather phone case on the side.
Mm-hmm. Or back in my dip days, I could put a little can of dip in there.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
that's true.
Put ting.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, my dad used to always have the leather flip phone, and then he always would have the leather trifold as well, to where like that thing would just get like
Fat
this
daddy.
big.
Yeah, it was like a thin boy.
Yeah.
And I remember because I had gotten just a Velcro like Quicksilver wallet, and just keeping it in my back pocket, I kept feeling like I was like giving myself scoliosis. So now I just keep a little card holder and keep it in my front pocket instead. So actually, going off the purse, a bigger purse would not fit my aesthetic. I would have to have a minimalist purse, but maybe with a hidden
you're like-
blade underneath
you're
to be
like-
able to.
going out to the club purse, like packing the necessities and that's it, like the essentials, not
Yeah.
like some of the grandma or like old mom purses.
Yeah,
where
no
it's like
strawberry candies.
bag. Yeah, it's like big bag, almost like a
Well, a lot of like my grandma has that actually, the clutch within the purse, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
that's what
like,
I'm talking
good
about.
God, woman, like what?
like a purse
what
within
do
a
you
purse.
need to carry that
Yeah.
around for all
The
the
small
time?
one. Yeah.
That's crazy. Do you really put on eyeshadow like regularly?
And some of them have like the flip out mirrors on the shits too.
Oh,
It's like,
yeah, I know. That's crazy.
Which would be, I don't know, would be cool, but
fanny
whatever.
pack.
Yeah, fanny pack would be cool.
Mic drop.
Boom.
Yeah.
GYMFLO.
Or overalls with the pocket.
Damn, overalls. I haven't worn a pair of overalls in forever. Those are good.
I don't think I've ever owned.
They're like a
pair,
good versatile
but-
because you can go commando in them. Well, I don't know. It's back. That's the only time I'd probably go commando is back when I wear overalls or coveralls.
Yeah,
like
coveralls are good.
What are coveralls versus
Same
overalls?
thing kind of deal. It's like
They're
overalls
just
are
more
like
macho.
denim. Usually have pockets and
Yeah.
shit. Like
Coveralls are like work pant material.
Like Carhartt
Oh, they
type
like
deal.
usually black.
yeah,
you
black,
like tan?
brown. Yeah, tan.
Oh, I know the. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
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 Tan. You mean khaki type of? Well, they're not khaki. They're not khaki material.
Yeah, pretentious cunt.
Thank you. Got him. God damn it.
No.
All right. Well, I guess that's it. We're rambling on here. This is the end of this episode, guys. Hopefully, y'all got something out of it. I'm not sure. Maybe I definitely want to, continue doing these and having a few topics, but today was more off the fly, which was cool, totally cool. And
The
rating,
Jocko drinks got us off the goop.
Yeah. We go.
shit.
I know.
But until next time, guys, check out follow us on social media in the description below.
Okay, till next time.
Until next time, peace.